Errol Spence looked like a skeleton, Skeletor. Boxing trainer Abel Sanchez says, that's what I want to talk about in this video. Let's talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. In a brand new interview with KO Artist Sports, Abel Sanchez says, quote, Errol Spence, he looked like a different fighter walking into the ring. His eyes look bad to me. He continues, I was at the house with a couple of officers, and the comments they made was, he looks like he's loaded. His eyes look like he's loaded. He's not all there. And then I saw a picture of him. I'm not saying he was, but he didn't look complete. Then I saw a picture of him a couple of days before the Crawford fight. He had a hat on. He had looked like a skeleton to me. His face was so thin, so gaunt. So in my opinion, he wasn't all there. That wasn't a Spence that I've seen in the past, but I'm not taking anything away from Crawford. Crawford looked like $1 million. I think he lost too much weight and never got back the strength. The Crawford that fought that night, Spence would have needed to be 100% to be able to compete and maybe not even beat Crawford that night. Crawford looked so good. Spence had no snap on his punches. He looked like he didn't have anything on his punches. Wow. Crawford looked like a fundamentally sound fighter. His legs were under him. His distance was perfect. His punches were crisp and the other guy was not. End quote. Good energy. I got that good energy around me. Yeah. The great Ego Stradamus strikes again. I keep telling you guys the same thing, right? So Abel Sanchez is saying what many of us, including myself, the great Ego Stradamus, have been saying. Errol Spence, for whatever reason, looked off. Now, it's so funny because the Bud Buddies, when this is said, they feel like, oh, you're making excuses and stuff. You can believe whatever you want. I don't really care. I'm getting paid regardless. But my thing is this. Terence Crawford did the damn thing on the given night. He wins. Congratulations. He moves on with the perfect record. Two things could be true, right? So Crawford had a wonderful game plan, a wonderful strategy, and he executed. That is true. But it could also be true that Errol Spence was weight drained or something was up with his weight or something transpired in his camp. And that's what it looked like. And it's so funny that myself, I'm openly saying it, a couple other people openly saying it, but now you're having more and more people come out and say this. There's no reason for, like, the Crawford fans, they say, oh, Ego, you just saying that because you hating on Crawford. But a lot of people who are saying it, they didn't put out the content that I put out where people said, oh, you're criticizing Crawford. And they're still saying the same thing. So what does that tell you? Abel Sanchez, he didn't make the content that I made on my video. Or Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa. Or Floyd Money Made. Easy work, I ain't got hard work. Dedication, right? And Shane Mosley and so on and so forth. I just named several people. So you mean to tell me Floyd, Shane, Deontay, Abel Sanchez, all these people who are all saying the same thing, Errol Spence looked off, his weight looked off, etc., etc. All these people are anti-Crawford crowd, right? But there's pictures of Floyd Mayweather and Crawford. There's pictures of Shane Mosley at the, Boxing Hall of Fame and stuff with Terence Crawford. And they've never said anything that I can recall that was overtly negative regarding Crawford. So it doesn't work like that. Like I said, two things can be true. Crawford's a hell of a fighter. He showed up. And I like what Abel Sanchez said here because he says, even if Errol Spence, he needed to be 100% to try to beat Crawford. And then even if he was 100%, he still may not beat Crawford. And that's exactly what I said. Stylistically, Crawford can give somebody in his division problems and or beat them. No biggie. But to me, this looked beyond a stylistic mismatch, right? People keep saying like, oh, I told you, Crawford would be a bad style for him. But it looked beyond that to me because I've seen fights like we've got some great fights. Like, let's say Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. That is a stylistic mismatch. The things that Ryan Garcia does well, And the thing that Gervonta Davis does well, Gervonta should have always been the favorite. If you put away emotions and you put to the side who you like and national pride and all that stuff, that's a stylistic mismatch. Ryan Garcia didn't have the experience that Tank had. He doesn't have the calculated speed. Ryan Garcia just lets things rip. So he has speed, but it's not the same calculated speed as a guy like Gervonta Davis. So there's some differences. Or another fight would be Caleb Plant and David Benavidez. What Caleb Plant has shown to do well is a bother to David Benavidez, vice versa. The things that David Benavidez, like how would you fight a guy who moves in lateral movement, have a chin, be durable, keep trying, have hurtful punches and some power, have combinations, use the jab. And that's what David Benavidez did. That's why he won the fight, because he came on late. And that was a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You had a stylistic fight where we wanted to see Caleb Plant style versus David Benavidez style. Could Caleb Plant outbox David Benavidez, maybe try to stop him late or something like that? Or would the brute force and the sheer velocity of Benavidez overwhelm Caleb Plant? And we got our answer from that. But the point is, Caleb Plant was pitching a shutout for the first 5-6 rounds or whatever it was. And then that's when David Benavidez finally started to get that rhythm, or some of the work from earlier had showed up, and Caleb Plant slowed down for whatever reason, right? So that's a stylistic, difference. What I seen with Spence and Crawford, if anybody expected the fight to look how it looked, then I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have even been an anticipated fight. It would have been considered like Crawford versus Mean Machine or something, where a guy just like maybe has a puncher's chance. But I don't think anyone expected that. You can have the biggest diehard Crawford fan. Nobody was really talking about it was going to look one-sided and Errol Spence get dropped in the second round and get dropped 2 more times and busted up and swole up and bloodied up and really have very few moments of success outside of the first round. People were saying this was going to be Hagler-Hearns and better than Mayweather-Pacquiao and the best fight in the last 40 years. And Errol just looks spent. So I agree with Abel Sanchez. It looked like something was up. And that's the thing in boxing. Floyd Mayweather tells you, I have bad days in sparring, but I show up under the bright lights. So I'm not faulting Terence Crawford. It's not his fault. Whatever was wrong with Errol Spence, he just showed up like he knows how to do, and he prevailed and he got it done. No problem. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to pretend like that's a version of Errol Spence that I've ever seen. It just happened on the fateful night, on the given night, where he had to be 100% and he had to show up and put it all together. He was unable to do it. Bad night in the office. So we'll see. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'm the best in the business, and it's not even close. Get them up. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.